This is Alizadeh. I'm originally from Afghanistan, but I live in Sweden, Stockholm. Before the filming, I used to work in the theater, but in 2006 I started study cinema and theater together. But after that, I start to making the film. But I start with the video clip and short movie. But in the 2009, I had some contact with the French friend, and then I know some film school in the Paris, and I go there and study the documentary, and then after that I make the focus on the documentary, not more in the fiction and short film. For this film, just it's the Germany is a second country that I come. I do it in the festival in Stockholm, and it's get the best documentary award for them. And then also because it's the product in 2006, and then after that I try to send to different festival around the world. But also I had a screen in Russia, and then it's accepted with some festival in the France, and then I had the first screen in the Germany was in the castle. I must tell for the manager of the castle festival to thanks, because it's not a lot of festival around the world that focus in the documentary, because because a lot of people enjoy and love the feature film and the short film and the video clip, but not mostly people love the documentary. But actually, it's very good for me. That's the German and France France is more focused on the documentary, because I think that's because the people want to have the knowledge about the another society and the ethnographic, and then it's more things about reality things and like that. But it's mostly some society don't love the documentary because they have the bad situation, and then when they want to go to cinema and wants to see some happy things, and it's not good. And then I think that's the castle people also. It's nice to select a documentary for the main festival in the castle. I made the film called The Republic of Herrskog. It's about the 25 people that live in the camp, and they try to make the contact with the outside, and then they find some shopkeeper to help them, and they make with the camp and the shop make a small colony, and just for the fun and joking, they call this colony Republican Herrskog, and then they select Stefan, the owner of the shop, like the president. In the last year, that is when a lot of refugees started coming in Europe, and then it's the first time it was very good pleasure for the people to say welcome to refugee people. But after that, after 4 months, is someone was against the refugee in the lot of space in Europe, and then I get the idea. I thinking about why the people is against the refugee, and actually in Sweden the lot of people after the 1-2 months they want to get the contact with the refugee people. it was strange for me. That's why the people don't want to contact with the refugee people. And then it's little bit was because I see some people and talk with some Swedish people that's uh, the culture and the action and activity for that people was little strange and ununderstandable for the local people, because normally when you see some refugee around the camp or in the small village, that you see they talking a lot of with the phone, and then they smoking a lot, and walking around the village or the city, and it was little understandable for the European people why they do like that. And then I want I try to go there and then show what's happened inside the camp and what's the people want, because I think that's the media, all of the media for European media and actually TV is a lot of time speak about the refugee and the political things and never talking about the situation from inside. This always it was from outside of that. And then I live in the Herrskog camp and get the contact and know what's happened there, and then get the trust for the people to accept to be in the film. And it was in the first time it was a little hard, because a lot of people have the personality problem in home country, and someone is the family, it was some not the face peace space, and then they afraid about their family. But actually when I talking about it, that's I had the same experience like the refugee, and I tried to live in the camp and share my story with them and hear their story, and talking about it, they accepted. Okay, we are the same people. It's not so different like the journalists for the outside that just want to make the propaganda or use something. And then I started the filming. It's get like 6 months to the first shooting till finish that, and it's that. The beginning of the my story was a little bit different, because I find some young Albanian people that live in Herrskog. He had some contact with the people that live in the Herrskog. But when I do little more search, I find the Stefan is better, because also the Stefan that time was the try to make more contact and help the people. And then I changed my subject to my protagonist to Albanian boy to Stefan. Another my main character was just he was the young boy that he born in Sweden, but his father and mother was from Albania. And then he when I start the filming, and I tell his that you tell me some story about yourself, that is was a little weak, and then he don't do really helping for the refugee people, just he, because the father of his father was the owner of all the building of the camp, and then he just come there and check and help, and sometimes little help, but is not really really happy for he to help. And then it was like it's get like 3 months to I was in the Herrskog camp to contact with the Stefan. And then and also I told in the film that and after a long time we was the near, but is after a long time you get the friend and the contact, and also that's another point was about this camp was because the just only man lived there, and then it was from different nation. But I asked for someone, but never the people fight together. The same time it was happened a lot of the camp in the Germany and Sweden and a lot of where that's the group of the people fight together, like the Afghan people fight with the Syrian, Eritrean with the Afghan, Syrian with the another group of the people. But in that camp, never the people fight together. But he was from the lot of country. Was like the 7 country was live there, but never fight together because they want to be differently, and then it's a contact and know each other and understand each other, and then it can be sample for the another refugee people and another people in Europe. That's they can be friend, but almostly actually they come from the different culture and different nation, and they must can understand each other. But if the people want to understand each other, they can do it. It's because it's like very simple things. That's if we want to do something, we can do it. But if we don't care about it, it's never be done.